Yeah, we're trying to avoid that, right?
Yeah. It reminds me of like that. What do you call them on Facebook? The cover picture when you were like on two people on the couch.
I like that one. That one was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you changed it. You changed it from that one. You should have kept that one.
And then we got a special drop-in guest. We got Goddess Miranda in the building. We done heard Miranda over the airways, over the phone. We done seen on the book. Now we get to see her live and in person.
That's what's up, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Nothing but love. All right, so we going to get into it. We dropped y'all a couple facts, early on to let y'all know how you can get in touch with some government agencies and some local, commission boards to get your concerns addressed. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to actually, heard, if nothing else, give yourself a voice. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is actually list all of those on our webpage. That way you have all of them in one location and you don't have to just hunt for them everywhere. So stay tuned, www.thevoicesradio.com. All right, and you can follow Tony on IG at director_TP.
Right.
Yeah, all right. See, I got it. At See the Vision with a Z, not a S.
TV.
All right, See the Vision TV. Everybody in the building. Yeah.
Everybody in the building.
All right, so Tony, I mean, you're no stranger to voices, but it's been a while, So if you would, for people listening now, tell us a little bit about yourself and some of the projects that you are recently working on or currently.
I'm basically, the man behind the camera pretty much. I do anything visual for the most part, music videos, weddings, get into doing short films and all kind of stuff like that. So.
Okay, all right. Got me feeling like what you call it? Drink champs. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We got all kind of goodies and stuff.
I know, right? Hey, this is dope, though. I like it, though. I like the vibe.
Right, it feels good,
I like the vibe, though.
You got that camera over there. The cameraman got to stay close to his camera.
Okay, right. Got props, everything, right.
So, speaking of, being that you work in film, I know you've done a couple of videos, right? Music videos. So I've seen a couple, Bombay.
Shout out Bombay.
Yeah,
shout out to that guy, man.
You did what? First Day Home with Cash.
First Day Out, yeah.
First Day Out.
Yeah, First Day Home. Same thing. Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I did a good number of videos, pretty much. I mean, just working.
Yeah. Okay, so one I was gonna get to
in between work, right?
So to kind of touch on some recent topics here for Albany, you did a video for Dope Pappy. Is that how
Dope Pappy? Yeah.
Dope Pappy. Pappy. Okay.
Pappy and Pappy. Now let me stop, man.
Right.
Just all. Yeah, we just having fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was taken at the hands of gun violence, right?
Right, absolutely.
So, gun violence is one of those things in Albany that's just been, like, every other day somebody is being killed or something is going on.
Yeah, right.
So, just from that perspective and having, encounters with different people, from a film perspective, even though you're the man behind the lens, a lot of times you're kind of that neutral person, like between different, how do you say it? Different groups of people who have disagreements or don't see eye to eye and things of that nature.
Right.
So when I know you've been in that position before. I know you have. Tony is that. He's that guy. I know he's been in that position before, man.
So how do you deal? How do those work out, or how do you work through those? I guess you could say.
I'm just a camera guy. You know what I'm saying? Sound like Charlamagne, man.
Right. You know why I'm here.
I'm just a camera guy, man.
I mean,
But to lose a client, though, you know what I'm saying?
No,
like, that's the part I'm getting at, I guess.
Right, though, Poppy, I mean, he was a dude that I really, you know, like, I listen to his music and stuff. I like, you know, I started it because I love rap music. That's how I started shooting videos, basically. You know? So that's where it started from. So, you know, I started out liking Dope Poppy music. We met a few times and talked about stuff. Anyway, just even outside of music and stuff like that, we ended up shooting a visual for his project that he was gonna have coming out. So that was literally, he was literally like a up and coming, just now getting started, just now starting to put himself out there type of person. So that was like a real quick video that we did just at the, you know, at the house basically. But it was his first video pretty much.
Right.
But yeah, he had a project coming out, and you know, I mean, he sent me like 8 songs, you know, asking me like, you know, what I think, you know, so forth and so on. So, I mean, he was authentic to who he is, you know, definitely. But he was a cool dude though,
right?
You know,
most of those guys are. That's all, you know, like, but most of those guys are pretty cool dudes at the end of the day. You know, it's just the circumstance, you know, and you know what society say and how they look at it. You know what I mean? Right. You can't always judge the book, you know, by the cover. You know, it's cliche, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like, it's true though. You know, so
it's as simple as I saw the little picture where they show. They had a picture of an old picture like in the 80s of like maybe early 90s of Bill Cosby and Ice Cube. And it was like, one of these guys, you know, one of these guys gonna be accused of rape and this, that, and the third, and one of them gonna go on to make family movies.
Right.
You know,
oh,
that
wow.
type thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can never judge. You
right.
just never know, you know.
You don't.
That's funny though.
And look at the you know, the environment that one came in and the environment that the other one came in, and how one ended up and how the other ended up.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know,
you never know.
You say Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
Oh, I was about to say Ice T. And even if because Ice T, you know, he plays a police officer.
He was
right.
So he was a gun slinging, dope selling, West Coast.
Yeah.
You know, Los Angeles. Right.
I'm more of a proponent of it's the environment.
Right.
It is more so than, to me. This is just my opinion. It's more so the environment than anything.
Right.
You know, so if I was raised in the jungle with monkeys all my life, I'd be
swinging. You'll probably be swinging.
Right.
You probably would be swinging.
Right.
You know.
Or you come in contact with somebody who's swinging like a monkey, and you be like, "Oh, that's cool. I like that. I want to swing like a monkey too." You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I think
however it goes.
All
right.
That's for real.
So just. Right. All right, so going back to media again, because you know media has a lot to, or it impacts a lot of what goes on and how we deal on a day-to-day basis. It does. So we haven't yet talked about the Kanika Jenkins situation.
Oh man, boy, let's talk about it, man. Like.
And you know, I saw a post from Tony. I got a couple of your posts quoted over here.
Oh,
you know man. You know, and you were talking about though, like Facebook investigators, and you know them trying to piece the cameras and the different things together. And you know, you were making some points like, well, you know, the hotel footage camera is designed for certain pickups, and cell phone cameras designed for certain, you know, so.
And like you really like, and he broke it down like he was like, and I know everybody know he know what you're talking about.
I mean, it's really.
I mean, it's a lot of things.
You know, like really, I just see a lot of stuff, and after a while, I just get aggravated with it. Yeah. And it's like, man, just think.
Just think. I was just about to say,
like,
man.
You comparing timestamps on a security footage, which is closed circuit, which means it's not connected to the internet to give you the correct time, is whatever they set. You comparing that to cell phone footage, which is accurate time. That's why I say, like, you know, the clock on my microwave and my cell phone and in my car are all different.
Right.
So you can't say that, oh, at 2:30 she was here and at 2:20 she was here. That don't make sense. Well, you don't know if that security camera is right or accurate. So
right. Because, you know, like, I work in an office where everything runs off of the same system, so I think. But everything has a different time. Like, my computer says one time, my phone, my office, like, I have 2 phones in my office. One phone says one thing, the other phone has military time, and then, like, I look at my cell phone, it's a different time, so I can agree with that.
And, you know, they, like, saying, well, this, and, you know, I don't never assume that I don't never like think that I'm right all the ways about everything, but I'm just in my mind I'm applying logic.
Right.
And you know, people saying that she look a little thicker here, and then there, you know, that can't be her. That's another person. Well, to me, like, me knowing cameras, there are two different cameras. Security camera is made for wide footage, and your cell phone is different. There are two different lenses, two different cameras, two different manufacturers. It's gonna look different. Not to mention the angle that you showing the two pictures, she's facing it a different way. And actually, I never said this. Like the first picture they showed when she was like laying on the bed or something.
Yeah, right. She was kind of laying down. Yeah, she looked real young.
Real young to me.
Real young.
But when I saw an actual full body picture, she looked older.
Right.
So you know, you just can't. And those are two different pictures. So you can't really just go by. You know, some of that to me is.
And then depending on what you're wearing, what you got on, like all of that type of stuff plays into effect, right?
Yeah. So.
Okay. So now so moving past the timestamps, right? So videos came out where people are using their technology to kind of show you like in mirrors or certain reflections where the camera or video footage had to be altered because it looks like somebody's walking behind her, and you know what I'm saying? All of those different types of things. So, okay, so not trying to just remove the hotel or just to say that nothing suspicious is going on, right? Do you feel, though, that there is a possibility that the video footage could have been altered?
Well, I mean, you can alter video footage, yes. However,
I'm saying, but do you think that
that was altered?
Yeah, based off of the time frame, you know, with the police and the investigation and them being able to get the actual footage.
It's all possible. You know, if you send it over to Hollywood and, you know, they can alter it, but
it can't be done at home, like.
It just depends on what
in the office or something.
Like for instance, I saw a video where a guy like clearly took her out of like.
I saw that. Right. He was demonstrating how you get clipped the video,
and that's fairly simple, taking somebody out of it type of thing. So that is fairly simple. But my thing with that is not necessarily a matter of altering video, but the thing of people saying that it's not her, which means that you have to have another person. So within 2 days, they found some other person that had to look almost exactly like her, find the same clothes, convince her
to do
this. And what reason would she do this to cover up a dead,
right?
Like what's the
logic behind that part?
The more sensible thing,
right?
The more sensible thing is that's her,
right?
Yeah, So
I mean,
now when we talk about those people, now I can agree with that. Like I wouldn't say that that's not her,
right? But I mean, can stuff be altered to that point? It can be, but it takes a lot.
Right.
Yeah. So it's very far-fetched for me to believe that footage was altered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
So now they've come out with some new information about the hotel and the owner of the hotel.
Shady.
Right.
Slim Shady.
So I would have to say that my whole point in all of this is to be aware of your surroundings. If like that click stuff, like we be like, I'm too grown for that. Like, nah, like I think in most situations it's important to have that buddy system like we learned in primary school, you know, like that can save your life possibly, And the other thing is people are trying to make it seem like, oh, well, organ harvesting, that stuff's not real. That only happens in movies.
No, that's real.
It's real.
Now that from that perspective, like what happened to her, no one knows.
Nobody even knows.
Now that could have possibly happened to her,
Right.
And it can't be a cover up. I just,
And it might not have even happened yet. You know what I'm saying? Like it happened in enough time where they were able to, get her before her organs was harvested. But it's like, why would you put it in the freezer? Like in the freezer? Like if you just wanted to rape somebody and, try and hide them and get rid, but stick them in the freezer?
I don't know if it has anything to do with like.
I don't know either. But right.
Organs or something.
Yeah.
That maybe they
have to be a certain temperature in order
Yeah, so I don't know.
Especially if someone is
weird,
if they're dead, you know, maybe them being frozen and it preserved their organs for
right.
Something like that.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Right, exactly. And I just don't want us to like forget even about like the Kendrick Johnson situation.
Lord,
you know,
man.
just right down the road and that off to Georgia.
Sick. That was sick, man.
You know, and there have been other incidents of
and the autopsy came back and they knew what happened and they said it was blunt force, you know what I'm saying, like blunt force trauma, you know what I'm saying, like to like his face or neck or something like that. And they went back and they actually got the independent autopsy, man, and like it still was no follow up. Like it was still covered up. Like they still was coming up with all these excuses. They had suspects. They had motives. You know what I'm saying? Like they had suspects. They had the sons,
brothers, yeah,
the sons of the FBI agent. Yep. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Like man, that was a crazy situation, man.
And I mean, this isn't the first time in history where you know it's been stories of black people's organs being harvested and sold on the black market, or you know what I'm saying.
I almost made a whole movie about it.
Yeah, like these little urban tales and like these,
right. And then we got Get Out, Sleep on the right. You know, and it's other movies like Skeleton Key, and it's like a whole bunch of old, you know what I'm saying, but this stuff is real, and this stuff has been going on for a long time. Like they've been kidnapping us. They've just been. Okay, I was gonna get on them FEMA camps for a second, but I'm a stay over here. But yeah, like this stuff is real. So be mindful of the people around you. You know, just suspicious activity, and you know, I saw even like. Your kids, keep your kids close, you know, try and teach them young and early, you know, how to deal in certain possible dangers, you know, because I was watching a video on Facebook and it was like this man out of nowhere, you know, the little girl just in the grocery store looking at, you know, one of the little displays. And no, he didn't snatch her, but he walked up to her and like felt her up and was like, and I'm like, you nasty, dirty. Like, I just wanted to like jump through the screen. I'm like, really? Like the little girl is just feet away from her parent, and really? you done molested this little girl. You know what I'm saying? In a matter of seconds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow. How? Like it was like a little girl?
Yeah, it was a little girl. Like she was probably like 5, 6. Like yeah, and it happened so quick. It was like.
Wow.
Did that really just happen? And they caught him, of course. But still, like, just how easy, you know, and how people you don't even realize are predators of any sort are right around you. You know what I'm saying?
Nasty mother.
For real.
Man.
Crazy.
That's gross, man. Right.
All right. So, to get on another nasty... Donald Trump. You know, Lord. This man has been in the media.
Trump.
It's like the Trump show. You know
man,
what I'm
yo,
saying?
I ain't even gonna say that because I don't, you know, I ain't even gonna say that, man. I ain't gonna
but
say that. Well, you know what? Forget that. Yes, I ain't gonna say that, man. Yeah, I say something, man. I seen this guy, man. He had like he had one of those stupid ass hats on, man. Like, yo, I wanted to like just like slap that stuff.
Oh, and them Trump head,
man. What? Man, yo, I just want to like go. I just want to like run up to him and just like snatch it off and just like step on it, and just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh man, like, just like.
Can't do that, kid.
You know what I mean? It was just.
You're gonna go down.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're going down, like man, assault. You know, he touched me, right? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, to have to like. I mean, I don't know. It bothers me.
Right.
I know some people they be like, oh, you know, you can't let that bother you. Yeah, okay, but at the same time, man, it's like a slap in the face. Pretty much, you know what I mean? It's like a slap in the face. That means that you support Trump. You support what he stands for. You know what I'm saying? You support what he doesn't stand for. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not he is not democracy, man. I don't know what he stands for, man. Like, it's like he Trump out for self, man.
That's it.
It ain't even like a white thing with Trump, man. It's like he just a rich, nasty mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he don't care. Like, he don't care about nobody. Like, he don't care about nobody. Nobody. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get stepped on. It's my world. You know what I'm saying? If I let you here, it's because I let you here. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, man. Like, but people still follow him. People still hold on to every word that dude says. Like, he like,
because he's a representation of
he bringing
the
America back to
inner,
the revolution, man.
you know what I'm saying, of that inner, like that's what's on the inside of them, and that's how they really feel, and how they really want to be, but like, he's able to act on it, and they, you know what I'm saying, at a different level than they are. So
the level, man, like
he's the exact opposite of Obama. That's what happened.
Right. Exact opposite, man.
He's the exact opposite of Obama. Unqualified, say whatever you want.
Wow.
Dude that came from rich, you know. So we had Obama for 8 years. And
8 years.
While we had Obama for those 8 years,
they were prepping him.
Was
preparing for this.
Was pissed off, you know, like the whole time, like, oh nah, we gon' y'all had Obama, we finna, you know.
That's 8 years of aggression built up, right?
Sure we watch what we do.
Okay, watch it.
I almost guarantee, I could bet if Obama wasn't the president, if we just had, let's say, John Kerry. John Kerry had got elected, Hillary would be our president now.
He just drove him too left. They got
right. We went too far that way, so they gonna
bring us all the way back
that way.
I don't blame Trump. I think it's Congress. He can't do nothing without a Republican Congress. And the whole time Obama was in office, we're the left, so they're the right? The right, the Republicans, they're all the same to me.
Right.
But, the right side was electing Congress. They were getting people to co-sign. Next, and we weren't thinking. We were too busy being relaxed. And I think we should have took a note from the LGBT movement. They wanted protection, so the entire time he was in office, they made sure that they stayed up on him, supported him at these events, got their laws passed, while we kind of like just relied on the fact that he was black. We didn't really support him, so he could support us. So I feel like we have to take our part in this too.
I agree, because I think a lot of us felt we was just like, oh, well, we got a black man in office, that's good enough, like, and we forgot about all of the other stuff that went along with that.
We didn't go vote in the those elections, like she's saying. Also, we didn't vote in the preliminaries to make sure that, because everybody was just so Trump ain't gonna win, Trump ain't gonna win, you know, that type of thing. So we didn't even vote in the preliminaries like we should have to even knock them out early to get to them, you know. So that was another thing. So yeah, we relaxed. We
right. Like what you say, cuz we just too comfortable.
Jay got too comfortable, man. Right.
All right. So on the 23rd, Tony said, if the NFL players don't stand for something now, they probably never will. And this is, this Trump NFL like little thing is kind of interesting, being that he was a formal, one-time owner of a football franchise, right, which failed as a startup league. But, he believes that owners of sports teams should control their employees.
Well, the guy that said they had a show, right, it's not far-fetched to think that he would that he feel that way, Yeah, I did say that because, I mean, that's pretty much true, when... First of all, just going back further than that, when Kaepernick kneeled and he was going through what he was going through, nobody
let's take him to church.
Nobody really, supported him in that way. They were scared, scared to kind of, cause okay, here's the thing. Everybody say I'm all about protest, right? But everybody is saying we need to stop watching the NFL, boycott the NFL, so forth and so on, which is fine. I have no problem with that. However,
if that's the move,
and the problem is, I really feel like we need like a black leader to be the voice for us, and I really think it need to be Obama, to be honest.
But why he's not even in office no more?
Exactly. So,
why not?
He got the most power now. He don't have to answer to nobody.
Right.
Man.
Or whoever. Anyway, we need a one voice basically, so that voice can say we're gonna boycott the NFL. That type of thing. Because what happens is when we're saying it, everybody's not going to be on board. So we're already the minority for the most part. So you couldn't that by the numbers also. So it's not going to be as effective as it should be. Right. However,
so you feel like it just can't spread like word of mouth, but it needs to have that one power source who
It
has
does.
the ability to reach the masses
It
at
can spread.
one time like that.
It can spread, but it would be more effective if we had a voice. Like
Right.
when Martin Luther King, he spoke for black people,
Right.
and when he marched or whatever, everybody followed. Now it can spread that way, like it's because the NFL, the numbers have decreased. But I think it would be more effective if we had a black leader. It doesn't matter who it is.
Right. No. Yeah.
If we had a black leader to say it shouldn't be like that, but I think we would get more accomplished, and even more so than that, on a higher level, the NFL players have more power than they notice, because if I go back to the NBA with Steph Curry and with Donald Sterling with the Clippers, when that clip came out and he said he don't want no ends at his game and all that, he was removed in 2 days. Why? Right. Because the Warriors and the Clippers, they had a playoff game.
They was not going to play.
They said if he's not removed,
we're playing.
They're going to walk out. He's going to tip the ball off, and they're going to walk off the court.
And they was going to do that.
They was going to do it.
Right. See, and go ahead. I'm going to let you finish your point. Yeah.
Now, the commissioner, he had to.
Right.
Period. Because at the end of the day, you cannot, for your brand, you cannot have a playoff game. A playoff game, first of all, playoff games are scheduled. So whoever you have to play that series within that time frame, because the second
commercials
right.
paid for a beat. The commercials is paid for a beat.
The seats.
Okay, it's paid for a beat.
The fans.
It's paid for a beat. The snacks is paid for a beat. All of that.
So it has to happen.
Right.
So this one man cannot.
He cannot
stop this
jeopardize
that.
He
shouldn't have said it anyway.
Okay, so so in that situation with the NBA, it was where Sterling had made the comment, right? However, in this situation, they let Kaepernick go.
They let him go.
Because he was protesting. Okay, so hold on, let me back up. So why are the NFL players protesting now? Are they protesting against Kaepernick being released?
They protesting.
Or they protesting?
Called us some sons of bitches.
It's switched.
Are they protesting against the
owners too?
Pledge, you know what I'm saying? Because
they are protesting because Donald Trump called them some sons of bitches and disrespected them personally on a personal level.
Right.
It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. The only reason they doing that now is because they feel some kind of way because Donald Trump said something to them personally.
Yep.
It don't got nothing to do with nothing else except that. They don't care. They don't care about why Kaepernick started the whole thing or none of that, man. It ain't got nothing to do with it. They feel slighted now. You know what I mean? They didn't feel that way before.
Well, the owners been calling them sons of, and a bunch of bitches.
Not directly like that, indirectly.
But you've been treated like look at how you've been treated
as not necessarily though, because guess you got to understand now.
Yeah, you get your cake. You know what I'm saying? Like they cake you up. You know what I'm saying? Make you feel comfortable in the big house as a house nigga. You know what I'm saying? We gonna throw you some butt. We gonna throw you a couple dollars, a house, a car. You know what I'm saying? We gonna move mama them out the hood. You gonna come out of this thing body banged up. You know what I'm saying? You gonna come out of this thing bankrupt. Like, how many of y'all actually have money in the mental capacity to maintain it and earn more after all of this is over with?
It's getting better with that. I think the players are a lot better when it comes to finances.
Overtime,
they getting there. They getting there. It's a progression.
It's been a process.
I think they're a little better now. But it's still people that
I see what you're saying.
But my whole thing is though, like, why did it take Donald Trump saying this to you for you to feel misused or devalued? You feel me? Like,
so my thing is
because he looked like them. We talking about the owners?
No, I'm talking about the players. Period.
Because
a lot of them do look like him too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fact that he called them, all them, they got included. It was, I feel like it was just because of what he said, man.
It wasn't about what Kaepernick did.
It ain't what Kaepernick. That's how I feel, man. It's about what Trump said. They don't care.
If it was about what Kaepernick did,
then they would have been had
right.
back.
But if it hadn't been for what Kaepernick did, like, he wouldn't have said what he said.
That's true. But at the same time, when Kaepernick knelt and he was getting blackballed, no player.
Nobody had his back.
Right,
man.
they did. And I feel like y'all are a bunch of BITCHs for that to even be feeling some type of way now when this man was standing for you and you left him hanging. Like, y'all was scared of what media was going to say. You was scared of what your owners was going to say. You was scared of coaches, endorsements. You was scared what your family was going to say. But now that this man done publicly made you look like the you are, now you want to feel some type of way.
That's why I said what I said. But what the crazy thing is, all you got to do is get together, have a meeting, and all together say,
we ain't playing.
You're not playing until whatever. They're going to do what you want them to do.
Thank you. Like, I don't understand that.
No way. All you gotta do is wait till the night before. They can't make
right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't give them no time.
Don't give them no time. Yeah.
Right.
They gonna do it.
Right.
They have no choice.
But right before the game.
Yeah.
Before the game.
They would have did it.
Sign them now, or we ain't going.
Exactly.
Right.
Because get them on the phone right now.
Whose active protest was it that stood out? Oh, okay, the Cowboys, right? So they knelt before the song was played. Was it the Cowboys?
I give you something better.
And then they but then they stood during the actual thing. I'm like, that defeats the whole purpose. You still standing in recognition for the song. Like, what?
That was the Bills. Buffalo.
It's all about. It's crazy because see, that's America's team. Jerry Jones, Texas. He don't.
Right.
Texas.
Jerry Jones is
right.
All Trump.
Right. I know it.
So he was all Bush.
That's why they had to compromise.
Wasn't Jed like governor down there?
Yeah. No, he was in Florida, right?
He was
Florida.
But I give you one better. Ray Lewis
I
said,
saw that.
No, Ray Lewis said prior to Trump saying what he said, because the Ravens, who he played for, they was gonna sign Kaepernick, but they didn't because of something. But anyway, Ray Lewis said that Kaepernick doesn't need to protest. If he needs to protest in private, he doesn't need to do that in public.
Yeah,
now
I
when Trump
heard
said what he said,
now he want to be down there kneeling with him.
He said.
I was like, why is he there?
He said he respect the flag too much to ever kneel or take a knee or whatever. He's gonna salute the flag every time because he got family in the military. It's too many people died for all that. And now when Trump said what he said,
he kneeling though.
He with the team down there kneeling on both knees. So it's not about
man. Y'all got house. Y'all got house nigga syndrome. Y'all let Kaepernick be the Lone Ranger out here. The only field nigga with enough sense to, you know what I'm saying, be like, oh, I'm gonna take what I got and go. Like, I'm gonna run for my freedom, boss. Like,
and that's why I feel like Kaepernick, he don't even want to come back no more.
He should.
Why?
I mean, too much. I mean, why? Why? Like, because he really stands for something.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's at this point. It's like I'm playing for whatever owner who's gonna feel whatever way he feels.
Right.
At the end of the day, I'm still just like you just said. I'm still that worker person that's making this person so much money that don't care about nothing but
Right. And what's changed since I left?
Probably couldn't even have trust with teammates no.
Exactly.
If somebody signed him at this point, he kind of probably would know that they don't want the owner really don't want him to be there. It's just politics.
Exactly.
So.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. All right. So, speaking of, since we're on the whole thing, so the NFL players, the question is, are they actually required to stand on the field during the national anthem? Right. So, the rule book says nothing about players' conduct during the pregame playing of the U.S. national anthem. All right, so right,
that's what it's all about, right?
Fact check. Was charging the military to even do the national anthem like 5 years ago.
Wow!
I think I did hear that. Right.
All right, so it's not required for them to stand during the national anthem. All right, it's just required that they be on the field like during the time of the playing, and it makes suggestions as to what they should do as far as stand, hand across the chest, helmet, left hand, all of that. It says it should, they should. But it doesn't say that they are required to or that they have to do anything. And then it does make some suggestions, you know.
Shout out to the Steelers head coach, man. What's his name? Mike Tomlin. Yeah, man. Big up to that guy, man. Yo.
They came for his neck, didn't they?
They sure did, man. Yo, got the fire chief from some little town.
Right.
All types of niggas and stuff on Facebook, man. And now that they saw it, he was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it after they saw it.
He actually had an idea. I honestly think that's probably what the vote. I think that the team should stay in the locker room.
Stay in the locker room, man.
And the national anthem is for the fans and stuff.
Anyway, man.
Anyway. Whether they sit or not, don't nobody really care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
and then after the national anthem, the teams went on the field.
That makes sense, man. Like, yeah.
So I think that's the best because you're gonna have the teams. It's a team. It's supposed to be a unity. But at the end of the day, you got people from different walks of life, so they're gonna feel different.
Exactly, man.
It's gonna be a problem,
man.
It's gonna be a problem either way, because all 53 players are not gonna feel the exact same way. Likely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, y'all took praying in Jesus out of school, didn't you? I don't think it's a stretch,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's a stretch.
Separation of church and state.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's a stretch to have the guys not have to come out on the field. During the national anthem, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's a big deal.
Right. Rule 4 just simply states that game timing. Okay, so it says that both teams must be on the field before the scheduled start of the first and second halves, and must initially appear on the field at least 10 minutes early in order to allow sufficient time for warming up. All right, so then Rule 5 said, which covers players, substitutes, equipment, general rules, all of that good stuff. All right, so it said it prohibits players from conveying personal messages throughout the game while they are visible to fans in attendance and television audiences, and from conveying messages through helmet, decals, armbands, jersey patches, or other affixed items to game uniforms or equipment. All right. So this would be like if Kaepernick was a Black Panther, right? He couldn't just have a patch on his jersey representing the Black Panther Party, right?
With it on there, yeah.
But it's nothing about him or anybody not being able to kneel or having to stand and pay homage to this piece of fabric. Like, y'all's tripping. And their fans, y'all out here burning jerseys and
like LeBron or something, man. They mad, boy.
No, but I'm saying they burning like Steelers stuff. They burning Cowboy stuff. Yeah. I'm like, right, but y'all already paid for it though.
Never watch football again.
Cool, that I'm happy. Don't. Cool. Because if you never watch football again, that means my brothers ain't got to be out there getting banged up for a buck. You feel me? Like
CTE when they die in the autopsy. Oh man.
So hey, do what you got to do. Don't watch football if that's how you feel.
Get into the cause anyway, right? The boycott, huh? Way to help those ratings, guys. Thanks.
It's all about money.
Right.
That's it, man. You gotta hit the pockets, man. You gotta hit the pockets, man.
Right. All right. So you made another post after that. It's still related to football. Yeah. But you were like, I hope Trump lets the Ravens and the Jags back in the country after the game.
Now that was funny. That was a joke. Because the Jags kneeled and they were the first team because they played first.
Right.
So they kneeled and with the honor and all that stuff, locked hands and kneeled and stuff. So. That was like the Trump say what he said. I said, well, they played in London.
Right.
Like, I hope Trump let them back in. Trump ain't playing right now.
Right. And that's none. Like you've been like banned from returning home.
Exile, right?
And so that just makes me think though about the Soul Food album Goody Mob, but in the whole wall thing. When CeeLo's verses, like, I wonder if the gate was put up to keep crime out or keep our ass in, like, people are like, Trump is trying to keep them out. I feel like he's trying to close us in for some crazy stuff to take place, It looks like some of these movies and stuff, you know, where they
like trying to close off the like we got this over here. Like we don't need nothing. Like you know, this is America. Like you know, like I don't.
But we got food shortages. We got people hungry every day. We got homeless issues that aren't being addressed. You know what I'm saying?
Will not be addressed
at all. We have healthcare issues that
will not be addressed.
He trying to make them worse. You know, he trying to reform Obamacare with Trump fits.
Everything that Obama did, basically, it's an ego thing and
that's what it is.
Entitlement thing, like. And even Obama said, like, I don't have a problem with you, like, introduce something better. If you can do something better, I'm all for it.
Right. If you can do something better.
Right. Yeah. So, but that's not the motive. So the motive is, I don't like you. I'm undoing everything that you're doing. You don't know what you're doing.
Right. Which is crazy. All right.
And you know what though, like, aside from like the healthcare thing, man, like, this is just me. I might be ignorant, but I don't know too many other things that Obama even did, and I say that to say that like he didn't get to do nothing. You know, like people try to make it seem like, oh, y'all had Obama and y'all got to do this, that, and third. Like they ain't really let Obama do nothing, really. You know what I'm saying? Like that's about it.
But they took care of him.
Like and they took care of him. Like man, yo, like
to her point, he couldn't do as much because we didn't have the representation to get the laws passed that he wanted.
Right,
they hosted
the
dinner
house,
parties
like,
when he was first starting off. They invested in what they wanted, so they made sure they hosted dinner parties, any type of fundraising that he needed, anything he said he needed done. They were the first demographic of people, not us, them. So when we got the first chance to do something, you're gonna support the person that fed you, the person that got you in office. He said something like on the border, like very early in his campaign about how he felt like they should just be able to love. They took that and ran with it. When we should have been like ahead of them. When we saw he was black, if we was gonna vote for him because he was black, we should have done parties and sponsorships like they do for everybody else.
That's because we don't. It goes back. You absolutely right. It goes back to us. I don't feel like we have a leader to like one person, one voice to for all of us to speak for all of us, basically. Because like
so, do you think in this day and age that one person could speak for us as a collective?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Especially in social media.
Yes.
Because you can speak directly
Obama
to that
was
leader.
doing it, really. Like, some people didn't agree with him all the way, but like, for the majority, for the mass part of like,
he understood what was going on.
Obama really just, like,
when you're the president of the world. When you're the president here, you're the president of the world. And
I still think though, like it don't even have to be the president though. Like it could still be that one centralized person that know how to talk, that know what to say, that knows what the people want, you know, and that one person that everybody could get behind. It's somebody out they could do it because they need it. Like
because back to what she was saying, special
interest
group, so LGBT community. That's why they got that. That's honestly why because it's all about money. They NRA, they give money to whatever candidate, and in return, they're not doing nothing to them gun laws.
Oh no,
because they funded their campaign. So when those groups in the NRA, these people here, you know, once you fund their campaign, that's where them donations come from. So when you fund those campaigns and you get that person in office, they in turn have to
technically
take care of you in return.
Right.
So
even though you're not supposed to, right?
So that's so when we're
payola.
That's exactly what it is, payola.
Payola,
right? So when we're in protesting the school, it is effective in some cases. In a lot of cases, it's effective. However, sometimes it just is not going to be effective. Like, to be honest, those people do not care because you're on the side of the road with signs up. They do not care, and I mean, protesting is great. I'm not anti-protesting.
So what? Give us an example then of when protesting would be effective. If you can.
But see, no, I think what Kevin is doing, I think is excellent. You know what I'm saying? I think it's the perfect time to protest. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do it when people are watching though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you know what I'm saying? That's what I would say. Like, you got to do it when people are watching. You know what I mean?
I think that.
Well, that's for them because of the scale, you know, that they're on. But like for regular people like us who don't have that mass media platform,
you have to disrupt something.
Okay, put it like that then. Yeah, that's what I was trying to kind of say.
For example,
that's what I was kind of trying to say. Yeah,
they protested, a lot.
Yeah,
for that.
They did.
Brought awareness to it. People know about that. People know about that, but did it change something?
No, because
not really. It just raised awareness, and we're saying, that's stuff that's crazy. But did it give them justice? No. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a case by case basis, but you have to disrupt something.
You gotta disrupt something.
When I say protest, let's say something crazy happened in Albany and the mayor need to do something about it, right? We found out where the mayor lives, and she's not sleeping because she can't get no sleep. Right, you because we like all that type of thing. If we just protesting downtown and she at home sleep,
she can drive past it.
Right.
Right. They protesting out there.
She can go in her office. And
so you have to protest and disrupt something in I'm not saying like in a violent manner, but disrupt something.
You just have to really do something impactful.
Right, and it's strategic. Like you can't, like in Atlanta when they
the freeway,
right? When they blocked the highway, that was huge.
Huge though.
Atlanta is it's 18 wheelers and stuff. That's the number one.
It's the heartbeat,
that's
man.
The heartbeat
like,
of
they got to get. You got to move. Like
right.
You got to move.
So stuff like that, they take notice.
Right.
But they just protesting on the side or whatever in a peaceful way. People really, it's effective if it brings awareness.
Right.
But it might not bring change.
And I made a comment. I made a post about that. Just a few minutes ago, maybe about an hour ago or so. Because I was saying that same kind of thing. It's like I was seeing a lot of white people, how we can say white people.
Dear white people.
But I was seeing like a lot of comments. They were saying like how that's the wrong time. How Kaepernick should be doing that during the anthem. How the players should be doing that during the anthem. That's the wrong time to be doing. That's the wrong time. That ain't the right place for all that. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, when is it ever the right time or the right place? You know what I mean? Like how many people got how many people got to be wrongfully in prison? You know what I'm saying? Like all that. How many people got to have their rights stripped away? You know what I'm saying? Because they was falsely accused of a crime they ain't do. You know what I mean? Like with these, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
What got to happen? Like when is the right time? Because like they told all the leaders like that was the wrong time. Like Martin Luther King, this the wrong time. You race bait. We let it stay how it is. Let things be.
Like never, no time is the right time for protest. No time is gonna ever be a right time. Right.
Documentary how we were talking about like how she was like everything was okay.
Until
until they came down here like basically she was saying that was the wrong time. Like they should have did that then. Like so like when is the right time?
It's never a right time in their eyes.
It's an excuse.
Right.
It's
you know what I'm saying? It's never a right time.
You just blowing air. Like you just try to come up with something. To not look at the elephant in the room. Like you don't want to talk about that.
Right. Because I was on Facebook too. Why we spend so much time on social media? I guess that's where it's at, right?
That's where the news is at. That's where the news. That's where the news. Yeah.
But yeah, and I had a post from. I saw a post on my timeline.
Fight Black Lives Matter. It's a selfie. What is it to do with Black Lives Matter?
Oh.
But it was a post from a classmate, and she was like, "Look at what other classmate, said to me." I was like, what is going on here? And then she had the screenshot and everything. And so it was a black classmate and a white classmate.
Oh.
And the white classmate had made a post about not understanding why black people she called out the View, for their perspective on issues, and she was like, and I don't understand why, like black people basically are so upset about Donald Trump, either get with it or leave. And I bust out laughing.
Where we gonna
go? I'm like, time out. You told her that, first of all, she has no valid complaints when it comes to Trump. Like, and she was like, will you please expound? Like, explain to me your reasoning. And it was like, Trump is the president, let him lead the country, woo, woo, woo. I didn't publicly voice my dislikes for Obama when Obama was in office, and if you don't like the way he's leading, then you can leave. Leave and go where? Where am I going?
When Obama was in office, he wouldn't have this problem.
Right, if y'all had never came.
I really wasn't.
Like, I don't get that, man. Like, when white folks say, like, if y'all don't like it, you can leave.
Where?
How? We ain't going nowhere. Like we went. Y'all brought us here. Y'all brought us here.
We built the country.
Right.
Y'all brought us here.
Right, especially the ones of us that weren't already here.
You know what I'm saying? Like they brought. Man, come on, man.
America
Come
great
on, man.
now because it was built on.
Come on, man.
On
like y'all ain't even from here though. Like, and you know this. Like you know your ancestors came across the water in the boats from Europe. Y'all know this.
It's in the books. That's the only thing that's in the books.
But we gotta go back. I don't get that. Like
that's the
like
only
the
truth about their history that is in the books is that they came over here on boats.
That's about the most stupidest thing they could ever say to me, man.
In America, he was in the islands. He never even made it here. Like
showing up, right? He didn't even make it to Florida.
That's in the books.
He didn't even make it to Florida, right?
Right. He made it somewhere with the islanders.
That is crazy.
That's crazy though. Like, go back. If you don't like it here, you can leave. Like, man,
right, and I don't see anybody asking Trump, you know, where's Trump papers, you know, to validate his citizenship. You know, his parents were immigrants. They came as migrants, you know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Oh, but because you had money when you came over here, you know, you work for the queen and stuff over there, and you straight, but you get over here and you want to take stuff that don't even belong to you.
Right.
I think they're just out of touch. When you're privileged like that, you're really out of touch.
They really out of touch.
You don't think that people are suffering.
They really don't know better. And you have a to me it's a combination of not knowing any better in the sense of entitlement and ego.
Right.
Which I think comes with
and it's hard to fight. It's hard to fight that. That's what's hard to fight. Like if you can kind of fight the knowledge part of like giving them the information, like okay, they know, but it's the ego, it's their willingness to accept it and you know take it for what it is. They don't want to accept that for what it is.
Lives matter. We're all lives matter.
Right. They don't want to accept
Y'all not that stupid.
They don't want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you playing stupid.
You're not that stupid.
You
know what they saying.
Yeah.
When they say black, of course all lives matter.
Right.
But
come on, man.
But
you know what we're saying.
Blue lives matter. Like,
right.
Come on,
now you make black lives blue. Black, you know, like. They
but just like you were saying, right, exactly. Yeah. And so
you play like they playing like you playing.
You got it. You can't be that.
They know. Bro. Like they got to know. Like you,
and because they have that sense of entitlement, like you were saying, any counter to keep us from feeling entitled. You know what I'm saying? Because what does any black empowerment movement do? It empowers the black man and woman and gives them a sense of entitlement and wealth or value, like or I deserve. You know what I'm saying? And as long as I keep you from feeling like you deserve better and that you know what I'm saying, are better than your condition and circumstance, then I'm gonna counter it. You know what I'm saying? And if I can say, oh yeah, you think Black Lives Matter? Well, this is more important. Like they're always throwing something more important than us in our face. So I feel like it's up to us, like Brother Clinton King said, like it's up to us to tell our stories. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm thankful for people like Tony and Shawty Spielberg and you know what I'm saying, other videographers and people capturing those stories and those moments in our lives because every day we making history, you know what I'm saying? And without people like y'all and other people who feel the need to just pick up their camera and capture stuff, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things would go unnoticed, untold, unrecognized, ever heard about, you know. So it's up to us to tell these stories, for us to recreate and redefine, you know, what black greatness looks like and continue to push it in the face of our community, you know what I'm saying? Because if we don't, who will? I don't know. Nobody, I guess. All right, so what we gonna do, we gonna go to a quick